if you're an author who's been offered a book contract with a publisher, it's incredibly important to make sure you're doing your research before you sign on to that publisher. Anything could be going on behind the scenes, good, bad, or otherwise, and you need to know this information before you sign on to a legally binding contract that usually attaches you to that publisher for 5 or more years. So you have to be doing your research. Now, one of the well-meaning but extremely outdated and very dangerous pieces of advice that we give to people in the industry is to go to other authors who are signed with that publishing house and ask them how they feel. But this can actually be really, really, really bad advice. And let me tell you why. Because it sounds really well-meaning. And in the theory, it is. We want to go to people that they're already connected to and see how they feel behind the scenes. However, when we go to those people, we have to remember those people are under contract. So if they're telling you the truth, that could put them at risk. Now, if someone has a really good experience with a publisher, they're going to be more than happy to talk to you. They're going to tell you about their experience and encourage you to sign with that publisher. And that's great. There will be authors out there who will be truthful to you, but there's even more authors out there that are not going to be out of fear. Remember, these authors are under contract for around 5 or more years with this publisher. And the publishing industry has been known to send spies. So if we're seeing publishers do shady things, or if we see publishers who are not in the best relationship with some of their authors, or maybe didn't quite hold up their end of the bargain and they're just a little worried about some of these authors, some of them have actually sent spies to say, hey, I'm getting a book contract with this company. How do you feel about them? Just to see what that author's going to say. I have had authors lie to me and tell me after the fact that they had to lie to me when their publishing house burned to the ground because of the shady things that they were doing that they refused to tell me when I asked. I actually was offered a book contract with a company I really wanted to work with, and on the phone call with them, I saw all the red flags. It was a bad situation. You've heard me talk about it before. But I still did my due diligence, and I went and talked to some of my friends, not even random people I knew and talked to frequently, and asked them about working with them, and they lied to my face because they were in fear of what that publisher would do if word got out that they were saying what it was really like behind the scenes. I have had friends come to me and tell me I had to lie to this person who came to ask about this publishing company because I fear where I stand with this publisher. And these people didn't do anything wrong. We just saw really bad, toxic relationships coming out of some of these publishing houses. And not all publishing houses are bad, and not all people that work with publishing houses are bad, and not all authors are bad. But there are some, and there are enough that there's this pervasive fear inside of the industry, and there's the contractual law. We have to be quiet about some of these things. Due to some book contracts, we're literally not allowed to talk about proprietary information, stuff on the inside. We're not allowed to talk poorly of the companies that we work with. And so if somebody is struggling, or they've seen other people struggle, or anything is going on behind the scenes, these people are going to have to, out of fear and trying to keep themselves safe and protected and not in legal trouble, they are going to have to say, it's fine, it's great, everything's fine. And they'll do it in different ways, and sometimes they'll be very careful about the words that they choose, but there is a fear because of repeated actions in this industry where people just cannot tell the truth. And even if they are, you can't trust it because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Because people will lie, our friends will lie, professional authors will lie because they have to protect themselves and because they're not sure what they can legally share or not share. And they're tied to these people for years. The success of their career can be tied to this. And some people, and I have seen this with my own eyes. I have seen publishers and heads of publishing houses threaten their authors publicly on stage. We've seen it. It's been there. And so we have to be very, very careful who we're getting our advice and our recommendations from, just because sometimes people cannot be in a position to give us truthful information. So what do we do instead? Well, we no longer put authors in a terrifying situation where they have to decide, do I tell the truth? Do I lie? Do I bring this person into it? Am I then responsible for what's going on when that person does come into it? Am I going to have this backfire on me? Am I going to get retribution from the publisher, from my editor, or from whoever? It's a terrifying position to be in, trust me. So do not put these people in that position because you can't trust what they say anyway. As well-meaning or as nice as they are, friends will lie to protect themselves if they have to. So you need to make sure you're going to places like Writer Beware, People will be able to report different activities and behaviors in different publishing houses and different publishing professionals. You want to go into Facebook groups and look for the names of the people that you're going to be working with, or the companies that you're going to be working with. You want to make sure you're looking for where the conversations are. Google their name and the word scam and see what comes up. You're going to get a lot of stuff if there's stuff there. But that doesn't mean just because there's nothing there that they're still an okay company to work with. This is where your publishing lawyer comes in. Now, period, full stop. If you are signing a legal document, you cannot do that without a lawyer. You're going to get yourself in trouble no matter how well-versed in contract law you are, and I am. You do not know everything that's going on inside of a contract. Only a lawyer is going to be able to help you and guide you in this, and your lawyer is either going to take that upfront fee or they're going to take a scale cut of what you're making for your advance. So they can work on a very small budget, sometimes nothing at all, and then sometimes a little bit bigger. So look for a lawyer that fits your needs. Not all lawyers are super expensive, and lawyers are going to be able to help you. Publishing lawyers over all other types of lawyers, because publishing contracts are different than other types of contracts. So publishing lawyer, look for one that fits your needs. These people have no skin in the game. These people understand contracts and they understand what's going to serve you. They're going to be able to take out clauses that don't serve you, add in things that were missed that do protect you. They're going to help you navigate and negotiate what you're doing. They can help you get more money or retain more of your rights. You're going to be able to be more safe with a publishing lawyer. But a publishing lawyer also works in this industry. They have no skin in the game. They make a cut from you and that's it. So at that point, they don't have to worry about getting other jobs with other people like an agent does. Sure, your agent might be able to look over a contract and negotiate things on your behalf, but an agent will also throw you under the bus a little bit because they have other clients that they have to serve as well. So if they have to negotiate and get you a little bit less so that the next 4 clients can continue to get paid and get these book deals, they're going to do that. Your lawyer's not going to do that. Your lawyer is solely there focused for you. And because they work in the industry, because they've seen lots of contracts from lots of different publishers, they know the tea. They know what's going on. They may not be able to tell you the situations that they've seen, but they will be able to advise you to run away or to sign with someone. My publishing lawyer, fantastic human being, made sure when I showed her a contract on the company that was the red flag and my friend lied to me about, I said, hey, listen, I've had some really red flags on the phone calls and things, but here's the contract. Can you look it over? She came back and said, hey, I can't tell you what I know, but run as far away as humanly possible. So because she had seen it, because she'd seen what happened to other people, because she'd gone through the contracts before, because she'd had negotiations and dealings with this company, she knew what was going on and could protect me. And I trusted her because she had that knowledge and that experience. And you know what? Between my lawyer saying, get out, between my really bad phone call with the owner of that publisher, and between some of the other things that I had heard, I did not sign with that publisher. And a year later, a lot of really bad stuff came out, so much so that a ton of authors got dropped. They lost their deals. They lost their income. They had to sue to get the money that they were owed. And it just burned to the ground while we all had to go underground with these authors and help them survive a really bad situation. It was bad. And you know what? This company is still in business today. That's another conversation if you want to have it. But making sure that you have a publishing lawyer is what's going to make or break a lot of your book contracts. Your agent's not going to be able to do that. Talking to other people in the publishing houses isn't going to be able to do that. The reliable source of information is crowdsourcing information that is available to the public on Writer Beware, Facebook groups, places like that, doing your Google research, and then going to that publishing lawyer who has more information than even the stuff that's out on Google and in those author spaces. Making sure that you're taking steps to protect yourself before signing on to a company is incredibly important. But putting other authors in a bad position that you can't even trust their response from is not going to serve anybody connected to this conversation, even if they're a close friend, even if they're your best friend. You're going to get people who have to protect themselves because they have to protect their income, because they have to protect their family over you. So as well-meaning as it may be and as well-meaning as they may be, we have to be critical about where we're getting our information from. And a publishing lawyer is the only person who is exclusively, solely on your side when it comes to your book deals. So drop your questions down below. Let's talk more about this. I know this is a spicy, fiery conversation, and there's a lot more we can have with this. So drop the questions down below and follow along for daily videos helping you navigate the world of publishing, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make this your most profitable year ever with the least amount of stress and overwhelm and time commitment on your content creation as you're living your best life and still living your author life. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.